Hello again. This is the 6th video log in my attempt to expose a giant security breach the Dutch government have covered up since June 2011. The breach involved the European Commission, the United Nations Development Corporation, the World Health Organization and the off-duty calls of British and American troops in Iraq and Afghanistan. For details, just see the previous 5 videos please. You may recall that more than 3 months ago I contacted the UK Home Office and the UK Independence Party to see if they would do anything about all this corruption and try and lift the reporting restrictions so that I can talk to the media about what actually happened. Since then, neither UKIP or the Home Office, well the Ministry of Defence specifically, have replied to me, so I have forwarded the matter to the UK Parliamentary Ombudsman in the hope that they can do something about this. I shall show you the emails that have been sent and received and just keep you up to date with what's happening. I have sent several reminders to the Ministry of Defence because they had not replied to my original email of the 13th of November 2014. This is 2 months later and they still had not replied. This is the last email that I sent to the Ministry of Defence. I make a point that the super injunctions are clearly just a way for the government to cover up its incompetence and corruption. No one's allowed to talk to me, the media can't report what really happened. This is a sad day for British justice. At this point I've given up on getting a reply from Ministry of Defence and I've filed a complaint with the British Parliamentary Ombudsman. This is a copy of my email to the Parliamentary Ombudsman filing a formal complaint against Parley Branch Ministry of Defence because they will not answer my question of the 13th of November 2014. I do make the point that there are a lot of Freemasons have been involved with this, and it appears that as Freemasons are involved there's no limit to how much corruption can be covered up. I'm absolutely sick of it. The British government basically had to choose whether they stick up for their own soldiers who are one of the victims of this, or whether they conspire with the Dutch officials, many of whom appear to be Freemasons, and just go along with the cover-up. They are going along with a cover-up of a security breach which affected British soldiers and their families. It's absolutely outrageous. I did receive a reply from the Ombudsman's office. I didn't see it straight away because I've been very busy trying to find employment. However, as you can see, they simply ask for some more details, which is fine. One very strange thing is, though, it was sent on the 3rd of February 2015 and they request the paperwork to them by the 9th of February. I don't know anything about the 6-day arbitrary limit on sending paperwork in. I really have no idea what that line was about. Regardless, I have sent all of the documents they requested and an overview of what exactly has happened. This is my reply to the Ombudsman's office. As you can see, I give a brief overview of which companies were involved and what did happen, and make it clear that I will forward the other documents to them. I just need to have this super injunction removed so I can discuss this with the media and expose what really happened here in the Netherlands in June 2011. In this email I sent the Ombudsman the email chain of reminders to the Ministry of Defence, just so she has that, and just an overview again of what exactly had been going on. And in this email I send the original request to the British Home Office to lift the reporting restrictions which have been in place since June 2011. As I stressed, this was resolved years ago. There is no longer any risk to British military personnel, so it's time to expose what really happened. I found it extremely difficult to contact the Ombudsman's office by telephone, so I've supplied them with my telephone number so they can contact me should they need any further information. If any members of UKIP, the UK Independence Party, are watching this, you may recall I contacted Mr. Nigel Farage back in November 2014 and asked him for some help in exposing all this corruption within the European Commission, but 3 months later Mr. Farage has still not replied to me. I think it's reasonable to give up on UKIP as a force to stop the corruption. It's just not going to happen. Just to make a few of the facts clear, I have not broken any laws, I have not stolen any secret government data. I simply followed proper procedure and filed a formal complaint about a massive security breach. That was back in June 2011. Since then, 44 months later, all I've had is cover-up, corruption, and mostly just ignored by the officials involved. I'd like to restate my challenge to Prime Minister Mark Rutte of the Netherlands and Prime Minister David Cameron of Great Britain. If you challenge any part of my story and say it's not true, then please call me a liar and prosecute me. Thank you. In order to try and find out just how far the super injunction media ban extends within the EU, I have tried to contact news media all across the EU. Those who did reply just tell me that they're going to have to check if they're allowed to speak to me and then never contact me any further. This is really disappointing, as the European Commission was one of the main victims of this, that all of these European governments are now going along with a Dutch government cover-up. This is outrageous, really. At this point, the only way I can disseminate this information is via the internet, so thank you to all the people who've been running this on torrents at various locations. Thank you very much. As the media in the EU cannot speak to you, I would ask this. If you live in Asia or Russia or South America, could you please tell your local news media just about the level of corruption which is normal across here in the Netherlands? If they want to speak to me, they can contact me at dutchcoverup@mail.com. Thank you very much. Thank you. In closing, I'd like to say thank you very much for watching my little video log. If you can contact any media in your country which is beyond the super injunction, I will be most grateful. They can contact me at dutchcoverup@mail.com. My name is Gary Quinn. Thank you again. Goodbye.